Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Title Town, some call it, a moniker that many claim, but this city lives thanks to the Alabama Crimson Tide. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on the 24th ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Canes will boot it away to start the game. Coming out with it, it's Pierre. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the offense on first down. Running back searching for a hole. Across the 25, he's got room. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a... First down. A cornerstone of the Alabama program really throughout history has been be physical, establish a running game.
Yeah, great running backs. I mean, not only are you recruiting great players in the offensive line and skill and all over the place, but so many great backs that you can name off the top of your head that played at Alabama, that ran it with an edge, that ran it physical, that always represented that style. And you can see Alabama, they're always going to do this. They're going to establish the run.
Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national...
Going up top. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw, it's Hayden. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. On the return, it's Hall. He's got great speed. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Miami. Now, that is a play that will get your sidelines into the game with that touchdown.
And you could see once he left everybody in the dust and he was going to the house, the sidelines going nuts. What a big-time play to take the lead. Defense did his job. Now special teams coming through in a big way.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. Man, you just can't put a price on having a guy like that back there to return punts, and he turned that one into a touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Pierre. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Here comes that Alabama offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Tackled after picking up the first down.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
Right back to the well. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. As the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
They've got him looking run, but they're going to throw it. That one comes out hot down the right side. Fires and picked off. Just a small return, but a big play as they have it now at the 45.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
Looking for a productive play on first down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
From the gun, running back gets the give. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. Just moving those chains the way Frank Gore did back in the day.
Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Edgerrin James, so many elite backs in Miami history. Finding that guy that you can give the ball to that's reliable, important part of the Canes tradition.
Crosses the 40, gets it down to the 35 before he stopped a gain of 6. Got 6 on first down, now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Leaves it with the running back. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. They'll try to get the first through the air. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
Well, on 3rd and short in field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
He's got a first down and maybe a lot more. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down. The Hurricanes are moving quickly down the field. Here's the handoff. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
And that's back-to-back now. We've seen this running back get it done on their opening drive of the game. That last carry got the first down. So if I'm the offensive coordinator right now, I love the way my O-line's playing, and I love the way this guy's toting the rock. I'm going to give it to him again.
Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. They'll leave it with him. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. You can't hear yourself think on 3rd and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Canes. Man, did he show some hops for that one.
Some serious vertical right there. I tell you what, everybody in front of you, hey, I'll go by air if I need to. Good job getting in the air, getting a touchdown.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. That drive covered 57 yards for the touchdown, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Fielded in the end zone. It's Pierre. Stopped at the 29, but found a little running room after coming out of the end zone. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Back to pass, it's Hayden. He's going to take off. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out. But when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Keeps looking downfield. Going to try to get it himself. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Looking for a huge play. And he's got it inside the 25. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. That big play flipped the field. Now they go to work from just outside the red zone.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Miami 14, Alabama 0.
First down to start the drive after the break. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Trying to find his man on first down. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate. And you tell them, they'll get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Looking to throw, it's Hayden. Moves away as he feels pressure. And the completion to the sideline, a solid pickup, but not enough for the first down.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Lets it fly. To the end zone, and it's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Comes out throwing on first down. Gets it out fast.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
The give out of the gun. Brought down at the 26 after a 15-yard pickup.
And a great job by the offensive line. You're going to run the ball right up the middle. You better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys Just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big gain.
These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves him with second and short. Dropping back, it's Henson. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really...
He's going for the big play. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
Tried to fight his way through that tackle, but he's brought down.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anymore.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun to give to the back. Turns it on in midfield. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
And another nice gain by the offense. All right, defense, we got to change something up here. They're putting a big drive together, play after play, having a lot of success. How do we break the rhythm? How do we give them something that can create a tackle for a loss or a sack or something to get momentum back on my side?
A shot toward the end zone. He was open, he had it, and he dropped it. Would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's second down. And this will be the 9th play of the drive. They'll try the run. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Looking to throw, it's Henson. He makes the connection. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on third down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle, he's going to get north and south and somehow get the first down. Nice tackling by the defense, understanding where they had to get to and forcing the fourth down.
And the Canes get it past the sticks.
And I don't care where you're at on the field, 4th and inches, I like me. I like my chances of getting that, running the play I feel comfortable with, getting the first down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Looking to move it through the air. Catch in the middle, it's Beebe. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and they will try to build on what has already been a dominant first-half performance. He's going to pass. Into the end zone. Makes the grab. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
Stop me when you've heard this before. First down, first down, first down. Just continuing to put first downs together. So far, this defense just can't find any answers.
And the Canes trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They want to run this quarterback. Touchdown, Hurricane! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? And with the extra point, they're up 21-0.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Here comes that Alabama offense. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
Buying some time. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And that is your job. The O-line has to protect their quarterback. That's the most important position on the field. You got to make sure you keep him upright. You got to do a better job.
To the air, it's Hayden. He'll take a deep shot here. Makes the grab, gets the foot down, just precision execution on that big play.
And that's why this guy's a complete running back. He's good between the tackles, he can pass block, but...
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. To the air on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too? The play action fake. Unloads to the right. Got him and nobody's close. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Alabama!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
On to attempt the try. And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. The home team is just destroying the competition today, and at this rate, I'm not sure it won't get worse. The away team has done nothing to stop this offense. This is ugly today. They're up by 17 over the Pandas. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Wants to throw on 1st down. Looking for a deep man. And he makes the catch inside the 25. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus. Handoff from the gun. And he'll pick up the 1st down after a tough run there. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their total just before halftime. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to throw, it's Henson. It's complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He's got it. And he won't be able to get in as the defense gets him down at the 1. looking to throw. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. He'll start the return inside his 5. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
To the air, it's Henson. Sends it downfield. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Now looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. They're trying to get to it. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. What a turning point this could be. The offense is going for it inside its own 30. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Makes the grab well past the sticks. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were, and because of that, he gives up the first down. Need to just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Leaves it with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down. Motion from the offense. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. Lets it fly. He holds it in, and nobody's close. Touchdown, Canes. And the pummeling has started. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
And they tacked on the extra point. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Pierre. And the ball pops out. Oh, inviting disaster. Recovered by the kicking team. Touchdown, Hurricanes. And the punishment has been extended.
And this is why a lot of coaches don't kick the ball out of the end zone. They want them to return the football so something good can happen. So you can put a hat on
the fake, and he wants to throw. He makes the catch in the end zone, and that trickery works to perfection for the 2. They're just about to kick it off after that scoop and score 6. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Rolls onto the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on now, I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on this last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Back to pass. It's Hayden. He rifles one deep down the right side. And it's picked off for the third time today. Even with minimal gain on the return, they're working with a short field from the 36.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. And I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel on the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
When a running back has had as much success as this guy's had so far, listen, defense has got to cue in. They got to cue in to him. He's priority number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's a good... turning this defensive effort around.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Feeling some heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Throws to the wideout. Finds his man enough for the first. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
Snags it. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. On first down, here comes this offense. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see...
Fires toward the end zone. Fires it into traffic, and it's picked off. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
Not all guys have the ability to break on the football, go make a play, and catch it. You know, you play defense for a reason. A lot of the wide receivers are the ones that do most of the catching. Great job by the defense securing the INT.
Looking downfield, it's Hayden. He fires one deep down the right side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Looking to the big tight end. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say this guy's going to be getting a helmet sticker. That now his 2nd interception of the game. He has just been lights out here today.
The give to the back. Steamrolls his way ahead. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. And the Hurricanes want to move quickly. On second down, wants to throw it. Now improvising. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. And the pass hits, picked off. Got room on the return. He's inside the 40, the 20. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown time. Just one moment, and all of a sudden, the fortunes turn.
You're in a position where you're about to give up points, and now you flip that around and you put points on the board. Perfectly executed. What do you do in an interception? First guy blocks the intended receiver. Everybody else starts to form a wall where the ball's going. Nice blocking, nice interception, nice return for the touchdown.
They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive throwing a pick six, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
The offense set for a first down play. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Danced his way through traffic, pick up a 4 to the 19.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle in the open field. He's got running back-like ability out in space.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. 6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Now he's looking to throw it. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
The defense has been all over this quarterback all game long. It's almost as if they know where he's going to throw. That now, the 3rd interception he's thrown.
Here comes that Alabama offense. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse? Looking deep. And it's caught inside the 30. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Quarterback checking the play. To the air. It's Hayden. Pressure coming. And the heat was all over him, and that's the way the 3rd quarter will wrap up with a big sack.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Miami 43, Alabama 14.
Ready up.
They love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal?
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
He's looking to throw. Coming after him. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Headed to the end zone. Oh, it's on the ground. High fall. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
And such a great job picking up yards and getting a positive play. And then at the end of it, dude, you're already on the sidelines. You're near the sidelines. Go get out of bounds. Take a slide. You know, take the positive, but don't take those hits, and don't give yourself an opportunity to cough it up like you did there.
They'll run it from the gun. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22. The Canes come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Makes the stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play.
That is just demoralizing if you're on defense, right? You're down in the game. It's the 4th quarter. You know you need to get a stop, and you know they're going to run the ball, but you can't do anything about it.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
Offenses ice football games in the 4th quarter by running the football, and that's what these guys are trying to do right now, right? We're going to bleed the clock. We're going to stay on the field. It doesn't matter if the
and he can't escape, and down he goes.
And everybody knows when you're running that play action, that fake has to be great. Everybody has to bite it for it really to work. Defense didn't bite it, didn't bite the bait, went after the quarterback, got him on the ground.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. The Hurricanes will try to pin them back with the punt. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. When you're playing from behind, you can't afford to give it up the way they did the last drive, David.
No doubt, you cannot give the football away. Again, turnovers are the biggest stats in winning and losing games. You're behind, Palmer. Take care of the ball, but
going to throw it over the top of the D. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on 1st down. 2nd down coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking for a man. It's Hayden getting some heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Trying to burn this defensive back. And he hauls it in inside the 30. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before it's finally stopped. Quarterback will audible. Going up top on 1st down. Throws for the tight end. He's got it. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. So close to cashing it in for this offense.
Black 24.
They'll try to run it in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Yeah, And listen, that is awesome to see the guys continue to fight, continue to keep competing, because this game is over. Like, we don't need to fool y'all. We're not trying to get y'all to stick around and improve ratings. Like, the game's over, but you're continuing to fight. You powered in for the touchdown and show your kids that we're going to always fight no matter what the score is.
He's going to try his luck from the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Just finds that little crevice, and he's still up. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of the game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. This offense has to be feeling it after that last one, and they'll snap it 1st and 10 just outside the 20. He's looking to throw it. Fires deep toward the end zone. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on 1st down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a 1st down every couple of carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest, pound that rock.
Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! And the route is on. They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Toledo is trailing right now, but let's be honest. The program that turned out Bruce Gradkowski should never be counted out of any game. They're trailing by 13 to Memphis. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Here comes that Alabama offense. Dropping back, it's Hayden. Flushed out of the pocket. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to them.
At this point of the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
He's looking for a man on 2nd down. Going over the top. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Bama! The AT unit on the field. Bangs it through for an extra point. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. Going for the return. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. To the ground with the back. Good surge up front. Give him 4 out to the 18. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And the pass is complete. He's got it at the 20. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. From the red zone, looking for a man. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
They'll line up for a second down play. The give to the tailback. That'll be a gain of about 7. Leaves him with 3rd and 3.
And this is exactly where you want to be as an offensive coordinator. Like when you've got the lead late in the football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they put a good day together. They've had their way with this defense. A lot of positive things to point to. This is one of those weeks when you watch tape, it's going to be really fun to watch it. Not like when you get beat up. A lot of big plays from this offense.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Touchdown, Canes! And the stomping has commenced. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. The returner's going to try to see what he can get. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. It has been a rather forgettable day that's finally coming to a close, David.
Yeah, it's been an all.
He's taking the shot. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game.
And a nice touchdown. Continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but a nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He's going to bring it out from deep. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Offense set on 1st down. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
If they're going to get anything going on this drive, they better be productive here on 2nd and long from the 10. Looking to throw, it's Henson. They're bringing heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field?
Gonna take a shot. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
And the defense gets the big 3rd down stop, creates some momentum. Hey, I don't know if they're going to go for it on 4th down, but the defense is continuing to fight, continuing to hustle, continue to fly around. Like, these are positive signs from a group that you know needs to continue to grow, needs to continue to build, needs to continue to get better.
Makes a move. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. Offense in an empty set. They're going to throw it to start the drive. All kinds of time before he fires right. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Now he's going to break the pocket. Uncorks one to the middle. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. And he goes to the ground, and that's how this game is going to end. Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have. Man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different looking team than what we saw early in the year. They're playing with so much more confidence. And David, when you start making plays, you start stringing W's together, that's obviously what happens.
Everybody gets energized. Everybody starts to contribute. Young guys start to grow up. Coaches start to believe in them. Everything starts to turn around and swing the other way. They got it all going in the right direction.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.